Hey guys, it's Christopher here, and today I have another video for you guys. So, do you guys remember in the last video I said this manga projects? So far I've only published one, and that was in the contest for the silent manga edition, and yeah, I still got 3 more. Well, yeah, I'm gonna be talking about the silent manga edition. For those who don't know, the silent manga edition is a international manga competition for aspiring mangakas to publish their work and get judged by the biggest Japanese mangakas in Japan. And if they won, they can get their own manga career debut in Japan, which is great. Now, I wanted to join this competition when I was a beginner mangaka, when I was starting out, basically. Damn. So anyway, I wanted to join the competition, but the problem was I was 2 months before the current round, which is the biggest surprise that time. It was about to end, alright, and I only had 2 months to work on my manga, which is a big problem because we need more time than that. So how did I manage to create my manga in the span of 2 months? What did I do? Well, basically, just a lot of hard work goes into making manga, and especially if you have a 2 months deadline. I mean, yeah, it's 2 months is a lot, don't get me wrong, but when you're a beginner and you're making your first one shot, yeah, you're gonna need more time than 2 months. But I couldn't complain because I was late to this thing. The silent manga edition gives you like plenty of time, like more than supposed to be like 6 months or something like that to work on your manga, and I came in late. I came in really late, so I only had 2 months left. So what do? Well, a lot of things went into making my first one shot. Before I get started on my process, I am not a good artist. I mean, like, yeah, I draw all the time in my shorts, right? But that's just, practice. That's just doodles for me. I don't really know how to draw fully. But yeah, I'm not much of a good artist, and I'm trying to improve. But I gotta accept that I'm not a good artist just yet, not now. Anyway, what I'm good at is making manga. And you gotta understand, making manga and drawing manga are two separate different things. One is creating a story, and one is drawing. Yeah, I mean, it's really two different things, and I want to get like for example, all right, here, Weathering with You, a decent manga, a very great story, but did Makoto Shinkai drew this? No, it's Wataru Kubota who drew this, not Makoto Shinkai just wrote the story. You see, even mangas have these sort of things where the story and the art are different. Are created by different people. The story was made by Makoto Shinkai, the director of this this manga. He also made the movie. He was the director of the movie, of the anime. It's just that an artist, a manga artist, just drew it, just drew the manga for him. And yeah, that's two different things. But in my case, I had to write and draw my story, which is a bad idea because I got a good story, but my art isn't that great, which is why in the silent manga edition from the past round ended, and I didn't win. Of course I didn't win. My art style literally screwed me over because you know why? When I got my feedback from the judges, right? Like every work that every mangaka made gets feedback from the judges. And when I got my feedback, oh boy, did I tell you that that literally my art screwed me over from my story. Literally, my art screwed me over my story, and I could have won, but I didn't win because my art screwed me over. It's crazy. I'll tell you. I'll show you the feedback. I need to get a silent proof room. I'm sorry, but yeah, literally, I'll show you the feedback once I show you my story, basically. So, what is my story? What did I wrote that I think was so good? Well, I don't think it's good, but it's a good adventure story that I think I myself, as a beginner mangaka, I'm proud of. You know, I'm proud of making, basically. Well, the thing is, I just think whatever I wrote was already cool. So I don't think that anyone would enjoy it. But for those who do, then I thank you. But the thing is, I don't think what I drew really justified my story. So it may be, you know, kind of off-putting for you guys. So I just want to give you a warning first. So here it is, my first one-shot chapter I wrote and drew for the silent manga edition. So this is a chapter which is based on the previous round called Biggest Surprise, and I tried to write a story with the biggest surprise for this one chapter. Alright, so I also tried to follow the Kisho Tenketsu rule, you know, the beginning, middle, twist, ending for this story, and it has a lot of biggest surprise too in this. So, and I told you that I could have won it if I had decent drawing. Oh my god, look at this. Don't copy what I do, guys. I mean, I told you I wasn't kidding when I said I wasn't a good artist. I couldn't draw anything, and I drew this with reference, by the way. I drew this with reference. Oh my god, I'm so bad. And look at this. Look at the hands. Look at the hands. They're so bad. They're so bad. I'm sorry. I'll try to describe everything as we go. So let's get started, shall we? Let's get started. So here we have a helicopter flying through what it looks like to be a dense jungle. All right. So we're flying in the middle of a jungle. You know. Yeah, this to set the story, basically. Alright, whereas this story taking place and it's in the middle of a jungle. So we see here the person inside the helicopter is an Indiana Jones character, which I call him Gad. He's an explorer, so which it explains the hat, alright, the backpack straps. He doesn't look like Indiana Jones, but I try my best. So anyway, here's the panel. The last panel of what I try to do is what is this objective in the story? What is the character's mission in the story? So he's reading his adventure book, and in what we see him read is this Lost Wonder of the World. Alright, Lost Wonder of the World, Tambu, Land Lost in Time. And I also have like some hidden stuff here, which is find the lost city of Tambu, and we see land here, and I also have like this thing here which I drew, lost tribe people, and you know, this like I drew like a little photo of the lost tribe people, and yeah, that I try to hook my reader's attention into the last panel, basically. And in the next page we see here they finally land in the jungle, which I'm really bad at displaying, by the way. Like how the helicopter lands and it's supposed to be like dust flying off. Alright, and we see yeah, we see our explorer, finally setting foot in the jungle as he stretch, and he's worried that he has to go in the deep parts of the jungle, basically, and he starts to read this book. Alright, and this is where I have to explain things really clearly because I stopped inking the pages. I just got lazy. I'm sorry. So anyway, so he slices through the jungle vines. He's trying to get through the jungle, so he slices. So I mean, at least you could see I put a little bit of effort. Like I'm proud of this panel alone, where he just slices, like slides, and then I just really love it of how I can able to draw this, where he slices down and you can see the movement. What do you call that? Those things, those effects, the movement effects. Those I forgot what they're called. Oh no. Anyways, let's move it. So he's reading his book, right? And this book, I didn't draw anything in because I was going to draw things, the details in digital, so I just leave this blank. But in the digital, I just drew. I forgot what I drew. So anyways, in the next panel, you see this. Rattle. Okay, I drew a snake. And in the next panel, he heard this and he looks around, right? I drew this little circles just to have the motion of him turning around and seeing what's behind him. And when he looks around, nothing's there. It's just the trees and the vines and all that stuff. So but he knows something is up, so he gets his sword ready. But then he trips, and yeah, he falls, and then in the next page he falls down on his butt. But then there's something in front of him, as you can see here. And then over here, right, alright, so let me show you a bit further. Like you see here, he's preparing to attack this whatever thing. He trips, he falls, he bumps his head, right? And yeah, and then the next page is where I want to turn the page, right? So you make him have this big expression, like, oh, what is this thing? Basically. And when you turn the page around, and then boom, this big snake appears, and then he is shocked, and then yeah, the snake isn't happy either. He's really angry and wants to eat him, basically. So yeah, that's how you make a page turner. I'm trying to give you tips as we go along the way. Make sure you want to make your readers want to flip the page every time. He's getting chased by the snake, alright? This chase is snaking him, he's chasing him. And as he runs, right? He saw a couple of bushes. I couldn't even draw bushes. Like, what is this? And yeah, he hides in the bushes. And once he hides in the bushes, he's hiding here. But the snake he didn't see him, and he slithers right through. So what happens next was he checks to see if the coast is clear, and he takes a sigh of relief. Then he goes to reach under a tree, right? But I couldn't draw a tree. I mean, I just like, what is this bump here? Like, I am such a bad artist, man. I can't. And then on top of the tree, we see someone on the tree branch, right? I sketched him in because it's supposed to be a silhouette, right? And that thing dropped a rock on his head because he was sitting under a tree, right? So the tree branch, he dropped the rock on his head, like go back, thud, hits his head. This guy's pissed, right? He's pissed that something dropped on his head. He looks up, and then he sees him, the Lost Tribe people that I just drew in the first page. You know, he is laughing because, you know, he dropped on, and then, you know, he's excited because he finally found the Lost Tribe people, right? You know, he was like, oh my god, I can't believe it, I found it. Then he looks into his book, right, his adventure book, and then he shows his book to the little kid, right? And then he shows him and then I didn't draw anything here because I do not know why, I'm just lazy. So, oh my god, yeah. So, and I just drew like Lost Tribe people, and then I do not know what I drew, to be honest. So anyways, next we see him, he's looking down at him, and he's like, and he's like, oh, okay, I'll help you find the place. And then he was like, oh, thank you so much. And then in the last panel where we see him, he's like, huh? He was like, because this guy moves quick, he's like Tarzan, he moves branch to branch. He's jumping to one branch to another branch, like, and a few fast motions, alright? And he's trying to keep up. Oh, I'm so tired of explaining. So we have this scene where he's just swinging from branch to branch while we see him down there trying to run and catch up to him, and then he's running as fast as he can as we see the speed lines, you know. And we also see him, he's making sure that he's being followed by him just to make sure he's not losing track. And then yeah, I try to do a quick time exposition here. I do like this koala, and like in the middle of the day, and then by night it's this owl, you know. It's just a quick time transition. And then yeah, a few days later, and then you see him all messed up, right? All messed up. And then we see him, oh look, there it is. You see, and I tried to draw the what do you call that? Yeah, these things. Like I said, the place that he's trying to find is the lost wonder of the world, the Tambu, the lost civilization in time, which are these like these 3 mountain statues that he has to find in order to find the lost civilization of people. So when he spots this, right, like these 3 mountains, and he's like very excited, and then he starts, you know, running through, but he was like, oh, I don't think you get it, pal. That's the wrong, because I tried to do a twist, remember I tried to do a twist in the middle of the story, like the Shiko Tenketsu, right? This is supposed to be the twist. So when he sees, like, he runs through the trees, right? And when he runs and see what it is, he has this like shocked expression, and he was like, oh dear. Oh man, I love making manga. And then he's like, oh my god, what is this? Boom! Tourist attraction, lost time. Tourist attraction, lost Tambu civilization, you know, a theme park. So this is a theme park basically that he just found in the middle of the jungle, like done. And then we see him, he's like bulging his fist, right, while he's digging a hole, right, and he's on his knees while this little guy digs a hole, right, like he's devastated. So he takes a sigh, like a disappointed sigh. And then when he turns back, right? He turns back, and then he sees the little guy is gone. You know, he walks over there to the guy, because he was digging a hole in this scene, in this last two scenes, right? He was digging a hole. So once he stepped on the place where he was digging, right? He fell into the hole, and he just like, you know, he dropped in. And this is the best part. Wait, hold on. So yeah, he dropped in the hole, and in the hole there was a slide. Whoosh! Yeah, there was a slide underground. And then, you know, his face, he was like, ah! Ah! And, yep. And then in the end of the slide, you know, he jumped off, and yeah, he was, you know, scared. He landed, you know, he was seeing ducks. I drew ducks because I wanted to make him have like a dizzy feeling. And then he was like, what is this? And then, you know, he was happy all of a sudden. And in the last 2 pages, hold up, I did a double spread. Alright, I did a double spread where he found the lost wonder of the world, Tambu. And that is the end. Now, this is a big double spread I wrote. I mean, I drew the biggest double spread at my first one, where he found the lost civilization in time. Like, yeah, that's my story basically. Oh, like, yeah, I really went in on this last double page spread. So yeah, so that was my first ever manga one shot I drew for the silent manga audition. Now I hope you guys really like my manga. I mean, thumbs up if you do. But in the beginning of the video, I said that the judges gave me feedback for my manga, and I wanted to share with you so we could explain what my flaws are. So this is what they sent me. We noticed your layout skills. That's good. That's great. They noticed that I'm not bad at, you know, making my storyboards, my comic layouts. I mean, that's a really good compliment right there. I really appreciate it. Your story came across clearly for the most part, but in your next work, aim to ensure that the actions in your story is fully comprehensible from beginning to end. That's their way of saying, in your next work, please don't draw so badly next time. Yeah, like, I admit, my drawing skills are shit. But they noticed my layout skills, my comic paneling, my storyboarding. Like, they didn't see my storyboards, they saw the manga, but you get the point. They don't mind my comic knowledge, they just mind my art style, which is really great because I just need to practice on my art next time. I don't have to worry about my comic knowledge at all. I just need to focus on my art style, and that is it. I just need to practice a lot. I just need to draw a lot more. So for those who are wanting to join the silent manga audition, for those who do not know where to start, I can confidently give you tips on how to make the perfect silent manga. So first things first, you gotta have decent comic knowledge, alright? And you have to have a godlike drawing skills, like you gotta make sure that your manga is really comprehensible, like the judges know what they're looking at. So you gotta make sure to draw every day. I do not know if it works, but just practice on your drawing skills, alright? Make sure you have good drawing skills, because that's important as well. And third of all, you just gotta have a good story, alright? Make sure your story follows the themes and the prompts they give you for each round in the silent manga audition. who knows if you're gonna tell a story, if you're gonna write a story when they give you a prompt. Let's say the prompt. Uh, uh, be like, they give, for example, the saddest day of your life. You gotta write the most saddest, depressing shit you ever experienced in your life, and you gotta write that down. You gotta draw that out, pour that emotion and your drawing skills onto the paper. All right. Or if they give you a prompt, they give you a theme, the most angriest day of my life. All right. So you gotta make sure you write something that really gets to you, that makes you angry. All right. And make sure your art style matches that anger in your drawings. All right. That's how you win the silent manga audition. All right. That's how you do it. So yeah, I think that's my way of seeing on how to enter this competition. Basically, it's just making manga. It's nothing big. All right, you just gotta make sure to love making manga, and that's all. So anyway, that's the end of the video. Ah, man, I am really yeah, I was it's a bit hesitant. It's a bit hard to make this video, to be honest, because I always do takes after takes after takes. But you know what? I think I got everything I needed to get out. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please support me, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye. And also comment down below. Like, I want to know your thoughts and opinions on my manga as well. So yeah, bye.